Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Gezey. I am your host, Gezey.
12 years, 85%. I did it. I stood on it. Thing about the streets is you can be caught up at the wrong place at the wrong time. I still got partners out there. You can't expect everybody to see things the way you see it when everybody didn't go through what you went through.
Real topics, real stories, real events. Give my real output.
We are in episode number 6 of Real Talk with Gezey. On this episode, I decided to touch the topic of forgiveness. On episode number 5, if you didn't catch episode number 5, make sure you go tap in with it. It kind of coincides with the topic of forgiveness. Episode number 5 was about accountability. I feel like accountability plays in hand with forgiveness. It is like the first and second step of growth. And that's what we practice. We practice growth. We practice maturity. We practice moving forward, elevating in life. Without any of that, we can't achieve some of the things we want to achieve. So that's why we tapping in on some of these topics. At the end of the day, it's going to broaden your horizon, and hopefully you get some positivity out of it. Like I said, last episode about accountability, owning your mistakes, your choices, your decisions, making sure that you take accountability for your own actions, be responsible, don't duck it, don't dodge it. And then that's your first step into growth. Immediately after that, you want to start taking the next step of forgiving others, and because you want to be forgiven for the things that you did. Simple as that. And I feel like one hand washes another, each one teach one, and we must lead by example. So these are why I chose the episode of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness can be hard and it's difficult because men can look at forgiveness as being soft, or we're taught in our culture to be hard, be tough as men. So I think within men, it could be an ego thing, pride thing. These are the things that what makes forgiveness hard, because you in your heart might want to forgive a person, but your friends, your partners, how you grew up, it might challenge you. It might challenge your heart to say, well, nah, don't do that. You'll be soft if you forgive that man for what he did to you, or forgive that person for what he did to you, or forgive that girl for cheating on you, or whatever it may be. You just got to practice forgiveness. I ain't saying you should forgive a girl for cheating on you, but I'm just saying, honestly, practice forgiveness all the way around the board. Real talk. Feeling like forgiving equals losing. That's a whole nother reason why us as men, maybe women, feel like that as well. But you can feel like you lost or you tapped out because you forgave this person, because you were waiting on this person to apologize. You know, us as men, that person better come over here and apologize to me for what he did. I felt like that too. I've been a victim of the same stuff. I wouldn't talk it if I ain't been there. I've been there. It's still hard for me to forgive people for some of the things that they've done to me, because you would think, okay, with forgiveness, with growth, you're able to forgive for any and everything, and it don't quite work like that. You can forgive a person for some small things, and then for some major things, some personal things, forgiveness is very difficult, and it becomes very hard for you to say, you know what, I can move past this, but you can't move past it without forgiveness, because you still harbor some type of hate, you still harbor some type of feelings, you still harbor something that keeps you stuck when you think about that particular incident that person did to you. And that's why forgiveness means like a lot. It means a lot. You want to make sure that you're able to forgive before you move forward. Forgiveness is eternal. Access is external. You know what I'm saying? Forgiveness is internal. Access is external. Now, part of forgiveness and why some people don't forgive, and this goes with men and women, it's just a part about holding grudges. We all hold grudges. How long do you hold your grudge? Some hold it longer than others. I'm still learning how to not hold grudges. As I'm going through this process of growth and development, because I feel like you ain't never fully there. You can be 100% mature, but as far as growth, I feel like personal growth, it takes a while to perfect it. And because we're human, we all still tend to make mistakes, no matter who it is, no matter what it's about. So I feel like grudges can hold you back. Holding on to a grudge can hold you back. And after a while, you kind of got to let that go, because it's basically holding a place in your mind, holding a place in your heart. That's called mental real estate. That person ain't paying to be on your mind that much. Even if the topic only touches your mind when the subject comes up, that person should not own mental real estate to you, because now it has self-control over you. It has control. And if you let a person know that they got control over you, then it's a whole nother playing field. And you don't want nobody to have full control over you. And I feel like that's what happens when we hold grudges. You can't build future while babysitting the past. Straight like that. You can't build a future while babysitting the past. That's why I talk about prison, but I'm not stuck on prison. I talk about it because I want to release all of this away from me so I can move forward. I don't want to be stuck back there thinking about all of the stuff that went down. I want to be able to kind of forget some of that stuff. It's hard to forget I spent 12 years, but I want to be able to push some of that in the back of my mind. You know, put some of that in the back of my mind, because that's just like playing self-sabotage. And I want to have a bright future, a successful future. I used to tell my partner all the time in prison, I want to be successful. I don't care about how big it may be. I want to be successful, bro. That's all I'm wanting in life after prison. Life after prison is just all about success for me. Whenever somebody see me and they be so happy to see me. I see a guy in the store earlier today, and they be so excited to see me and ask me, how you doing? Bro, I'm doing great. I'm free. I'm breathing. I'm alive. It could have been worse. I still deal with grief, but I'm free. And I'm happy to be free. And that's personal growth to me. I'm still learning to forgive people. And I think another part of learning to forgive people is forgiving people who never apologized. Because it's easy or easier to forgive someone when they're apologizing to you. But do you know how hard it is to forgive somebody that ain't apologized and ain't even trying to apologize? Have you ever forgiven somebody who never apologized? You have to sometimes. And my partner the other day, me and him was having a conversation, and it kind of clicked in my head with this forgiveness topic too. Because some people, like he was saying, he was talking about something else, but he said some people just don't know no better. And we tend to use that as a saying, oh, he don't know no better. But that goes deep without saying, because a person not knowing no better mean they wasn't taught no better. They didn't learn no better. Some people don't have manners because they wasn't taught manners. They don't know no better. So you have to forgive them. Forgive them because they don't know no better. You know? Simple as stuff like that. Sometimes you just have to forgive a person because they wasn't raised with morals, respect, loyalty, honesty. They wasn't raised to say, I'm sorry. So you have to forgive them. That's growth. 19, 20 years old, they don't think like that. When they was raised real good to think like that. But it's hard to think like that when you're talking about family, friends, the system, the government, even the government, local, state, and federal, bro. They will make a mistake and won't apologize to you, even no matter what. They will make a mistake and won't apologize for what they did to you. And that forgiveness has to come from you. Have I forgiven everybody for what they all have done to me? Nah, I ain't there yet. Let's take this one step at a time. I ain't get there yet. But my mission is to get there. I know it's hard. I know it is. Can you forgive a person for them wrongdoing your family, friends, loved ones, children? It's hard. It ain't easy. And it don't come overnight. You have to pray to God, ask God to help you with that. Sometimes people go to therapy. I've never been to therapy, but I believe it can help some people because honestly, we all need somebody to talk to. We all need advice from someone. I seek advice from all types of people, colors, shapes, male, female, no matter who it is, no matter what their situation is. I can learn from them. I can take some advice from them because you never know what that next person can teach you. And I also believe when it comes to forgiveness, you have to learn how to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself first, then forgive others. If you want to be forgiven, because I look at situations like where I may have asked, well, for jobs and like, yeah, I've been to prison, but I'm a different person. You want them to forgive what you did, kind of. You want them to look over your criminal record. But with that, have you gotten to that point where you've forgiven people, but you want people to forgive you? You know, I feel like waiting on an apology, man, gives people control over your feelings. So if you're waiting on somebody to come to you and apologize to you, I feel like they just holding up space. They got control over your feelings, bro. And I don't feel like nobody should hold control over your feelings. You can feel how you want to feel, but eventually you want to let that go and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Eventually. You don't have to do it overnight. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it next week. You can take your time with it. You can take your time, but make sure that you do it. That's all I'm saying. And self-forgiveness, I feel like it's just critical. You want to forgive yourself for bad decisions you made. I feel like you have to forgive yourself for hurting people, because we all hurt people, whether it be emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. We've all played a part in hurting people. And I want to grow from that. That's why I try my best nowadays to push nothing but positivity off to people. Nothing but peace and positivity. If I tell you to go do something negative, then it's no positive can come back my way. I don't see where if I push you to do something negative, that something positive can come for me. I just don't see that. So that's why I'm pushing positivity, because I want positivity to come back to me. Straight up. I need it to come back to me. I've done a lot of wrong, and I want to be forgiven. I've hurt people. I've hurt people in relationships. I've hurt people in my past. I've hurt family members. Hell, I've hurt people by just getting in trouble, going to prison, and spending a decade back there. I've hurt people. I've hurt people that I wasn't even able to see again. And that's a different type of thing right there, because now I have to learn how to forgive myself, because you don't want to live with regret. Living with regret can hurt you. So at one point, yeah, I regret it for doing the things that I did. I still don't like what I did, but it's a chapter in my life that I'm ready to move past. And that's why I don't want to live with the regret. So once you know that you regret, just know and understand that forgiveness, you owe that to yourself. You owe that to you. Give yourself that. And I feel like you'll see peace. You'll get clarity. You'll make better decisions. You'll be able to elevate further. I feel like all of that is just a strategy of growth, man. It's just a pure strategy of growth. And it ain't a spiritual talk, but what you want to do is you want to grow and mature as a person. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I'd be damned if I was. I'm not. I don't think like that person. I don't move like that person. If I moved like I moved 20 years ago, somebody would need to check me into the doctor because that don't make no sense. I'm 40. Like, come on. I didn't know some of the things that I know now. Life works like that. So you wonder why 19, 20-year-olds move the way they move and act the way they act. Some of them think they got it all figured out, but they don't. They don't. Because do they know how to forgive when somebody does something real serious to them? Can you forgive somebody for doing something real messed up to you? Because, or you, your family members, or someone that you love? Because that's when God tests your growth. That's when he tests your growth. You know? I didn't forgive people for their own sake, though. I forgave them so that I could move forward. Don't forgive people for their own sake. Forgive them for your own personal growth and so that you can move forward and do better things with yourself. That's one of the main reasons why you want to forgive, because you don't want to feel like you're dragging a dead horse around. Every time you think about this subject, this person comes up. It makes you mad. You're going to have to learn how to forgive. You're going to have to learn how to move forward. You're going to have to learn how to get past that. It don't happen overnight. I'm going to keep saying that. It don't happen overnight. It take time. It take some little things, take days. You can forgive. I'm talking about forgiving a person without them apologizing too. Because when a person apologizes, it gives you a reason to forgive them, especially if the apology is sincere. But think about a person doing something ill to you without apologizing. Come on. That's where it's at right there. That's when you can say, you know, if you're able to forgive someone, family, friends, loved ones, you know, you can see a better future. And it has to start with you. You have to want to forgive. And accountability taught me to stop lying to myself. But forgiveness taught me to stop punishing myself. You know, I may not be the quickest person to forgive you for whatever you may did to me, but I'm learning. And I've done things to people, and some people don't even know I've done some of these things to them. I've done bad things to people, and they don't know that I did it, but I know I did it. So imagine the weight on my shoulders that makes me feel like. Imagine how it makes me feel like I'm dragging and pulling dead weight when I know I did something very, very wrong that I have to live with. And that's what some people say is hard for them to live with certain situations. And you'll realize, like, some people, they'll turn themselves in for crimes decades later or however long later. It's because they can't live with it. Some people just can't live with certain things. And you'll eventually just have to pour that out to somebody. And that's when you kind of start your growth project, you know what I'm saying? And it starts there. And that's where I feel like we can move on from, man. It's just all about forgiveness. This may not be the most popular thing to do because some people like to hold grudges, like I said. But I feel like it is important to forgive. It's important to forgive your parents. It's important to forgive your friends. It's important to forgive your loved ones, just like it's important to forgive strangers. I don't think you can have full personal growth without learning to forgive. So let's start there, people. Let's start right there, man. I know it's hard to forgive someone for something they did, but let's try to. Let's try to make that change. Be the change that you seek, you know, and that means you seek change, but make sure you be the change that you seek. This has been another episode of Real Talk with Gezey, episode number 6, man. We climbing and we growing. I'm thankful for all the new followers. I see y'all daily. I'm getting followers every single day, and I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got some special things coming. Just be patient with me. Let's get past January, February a little bit, and I definitely got some special things coming, whether it be random giveaways or set giveaways. But till next time, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos or my shorts that I drop. Let me know what topics y'all would like for me to discuss. I will be doing interviews real soon. I'm thinking maybe within the next 90 days. Between the next 30 to 90 days, I will have my first interview. Stamp that. And let's keep going and growing, man. Until next time. Let's keep it real with Real Talk with Ella Jeezy. Peace.